Hey guys, so this is just a video for all of you guys out there, medical students, interns, residents, anyone who is in their path in the medical career, in medical education, who are doubting themselves, struggling, or just finding it difficult and questioning everything like, am I on the right path? Why is it so hard? Am I not cut out for this? And I just thought I'll make this video as maybe like an inspiration or a motivation. Maybe like if you hear some of the struggles that I went through, then maybe you will feel like you're not alone, right? So, contrary to what a lot of people may think, I was not always like a straight A student like throughout medical college. And it's not like I passed all my internal exams. Little known secret, uh, in my first year, in my first internal exam, where I studied in India, so we had to give three exams. That was anatomy, biochem, and physiology. I flunked two out of three. I flunked my physio, I flunked my biochem. I passed my anatomy with really good marks. Partly because I liked anatomy, obviously, I'm a surgeon, and also partly because our anatomy professor was super strict. So I was really scared to flunk and I really studied hard. And she made sure that we studied regularly. So I was really devastated actually that time when I flunked two out of three exams. I remember calling home and crying and being all upset and then telling my mom, because in school I mostly did well. I never flunked exams in school, and then here I am in college and I'm flunking exam in med school. It seemed unacceptable to me that I'm not capable of passing my first exams, internal exams, and I felt like I'm going to get nowhere. There's no way I'm going to pass my first year exams. There's no way I'm going to make it to the end. I felt devastated that I'm not able to perform. Long story short, I picked myself up, I dusted myself off. I didn't flunk another exam. I Not in that year. I have flunked occasional exams here and there because my school is really hard, you guys. And then sometimes you do tend to like flunk a few exams here and there. But the gist of it is that overall, my performance, the things that I flunked were not the exams that were the big deal. We had a lot of exams in med school. We had a lot of internal assessments and a lot of small tests, and I always learn from my mistakes and then work extra hard for the next one, and try not to repeat the same errors that I did during the first exams and learn from them. Ultimately, I went through and got through my medical school with pretty good grades. Even my first year final exams I passed well. All of my final exams I passed like on with really really good grades, and when I look back, I can understand how first year me would think that it all seems so impossible. It all seems so hard, like I'm never gonna get there. And each year I felt this way. When I passed first year with really great marks and I got to second year, I was super confident. I was like, oh, I passed first year, and first year is supposed to be really hard. So second year is going to be a piece of cake. And then, oh my God, came pharmacology, pathology, forensic medicine. And it was a fresh challenge all over again. And I had to, because they were all new subjects. And this was the way it was for us. We were introduced to new subjects every year. So for pharmacology, I struggled in the beginning. And then towards the end of it, like, the progress was really slow. It was so slow that you don't really see it. But when you keep at it, and then when you get to the end, you realize that, oh wow, all my hard work, all of those little bits of effort I put on a consistent basis have actually paid off in the end. And then you will realize that at the end, when you are sitting down for your final exams, that you have really done quite well. So each year was a different challenge. Each year I felt the same way in the beginning, like I could not do it, it's too hard, the subjects are too big, too vast, too challenging. But each year, because I refused to give up and I put in as much dedication and hard work I could, because I was just not gonna give up without a fight, I ended up that in the end I was able to pass all of my exams really well. And this does not stop with med school, you guys. So after medical college and internship, another little known fact, when I gave my MRE exams for the first time during my internship, when I was doing my internship in India, and it was a big challenge for me because our internship in India is so much different from the internship in Dubai. We really don't have any days off. We're expected to work 365 days in the entire year, no weekends, no holidays, and in total you get like a 20 accumulated number of days off, which means that around 1 to 2 days, depending on your rotation, you can take per month. So I used to just hoard my leaves, just collect them, and use them to travel to Dubai, write the MRE exam, and then go back. And it was really challenging because I was doing a very hectic internship and I was trying to study in between, and then I was traveling and traveling, and the travel stress, and then I wrote the exam, and then I had to go back and rejoin my internship. It was really hard, and then I got a decent score during my first attempt, but I still did not make it through. It was not enough to reach cutoff that year, and I was devastated because I felt like I was doing everything that I could despite of all the obstacles that I'm facing during my internship here in terms of time, in terms of energy. And I thought, like, because I was giving in so much of hard work, I should be able to, I should have cleared it, and I should have gotten, I deserved it. And well, life had other plans, and I didn't get through my first MRE attempt. But I took my time in terms of, I cried my eyes out, I cried my heart out, I talked to all my friends, I talked to my family. Everybody helped me pick myself back up again. And once I let it go, I took my time to process it and I let it go, I got right back at it. I did not see, like, step back and think that this is not for me. I tried it once, it didn't work out. No, I was just refusing to give up till I was convinced that I couldn't do it. And I was not convinced at that point. And I feel like I would have probably not gotten convinced at all, if until I made it through. But yeah, so as life would have it, I tried again the next year, and and mind you, it's not like this whole year I took off and I studied and I did nothing but studying. On the other hand, I joined a hospital in India, because in India we're allowed to do that after you graduate from college and you finish your internship. You have your MBBS degree and you can work in any hospital that's willing to hire you. So I worked in really busy hospitals. I worked in the emergency, I worked in the ICU, I worked in the labor ward. So I worked in all the busiest departments, and I was still studying, right? So whenever I got like 5 minutes, I used to you would have never found me in those 2 years of my life without a book in my hand. I was always carrying around an MCQ book. I was always going through questions. I was always trying to, like, fit in as much information as I can into my head, even during that working time. And then during the MBA exam time, when the exam dates were announced, yeah, I did take like a month or something off to just focus on revising and studying, and to give the exams specifically. But like I said, I didn't like take a whole lot of time off to do it. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I don't want you guys to think that you can only pass an exam if you do nothing but study, and that's not going to be your life going forward. The world is so competitive, and gaps in your CVs are never encouraged. So you should not have, like, you cannot explain a 3-month gap in your CV, and when you're in an interview and people ask you why is there a gap, and then you say that, oh, I was studying, and they will be like, so you need to take such a big gap to study. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable anywhere. So in your medical career, you will have to always learn to manage your work and your studies more or less together. Always you can always take a couple of weeks off just prior to the exam to study, but long gaps of studying are never accepted. And if the sooner you learn to practice that, the sooner you learn to manage studying along with your work, the easier your life ahead, your path ahead is going to be. That being said, the second time I wrote my MRE, fortunately I cleared it, and I went through the interview processes, and I got in, and I reached here. And once I got into residency, again from the beginning, I felt like this is hopeless, this is too much, I'm not good enough. And well, here I am as a fourth year, and for some reason today I was just thinking about where I was as an R1, and how I used to see my seniors of that time, and when they used to discuss certain topics with me or ask me certain questions and teach me things, and I used to be like, oh my god, they have so much knowledge, they have so much experience, they have seen so much, they know so much, and I don't think I will ever get to that place. Will I ever reach that place? Will I ever know as much as my seniors do? I used to always wonder, and now that I'm here, I can see myself having reached that place. When I'm sitting down, and nowadays I'm teaching a lot of medical students. I'm teaching a lot of interns. So nowadays, whenever I sit down and I teach them, I can hear the words of my seniors echoing through the words that I'm speaking, like the way I'm teaching, and I know that I learned it from them and I'm carrying it forward, and to know that I have come this far, it just gives you hope that I know that when I finish my residency, and then when I go to my next step, like if it's a fellowship or if it's a job, again I'm gonna be back at square one. Again, I'm gonna feel like this challenge is too hard. Oh my god, will I ever get there? Will I ever be good enough? But that's the beauty of medical career. I feel like each step is a new step, and you start from scratch, and you're always going to start from zero at some point. You'll always have a foundation to build on, and if your foundation from the previous steps were strong, then you'll have a bit more confidence going forward. But regardless of that, you're still going to feel like you don't know enough, you don't know anything. A little imposter syndrome might sneak in. So the point of it is that everybody feels this way, regardless of you, if you are a medical student or an intern or a resident or a fellow. Whenever you're starting a new phase, a new step in your medical career, a new year, it could be a new year, it could be a new job, anything, you will most likely feel like you are not enough, and you will occasionally question yourself, often question yourself, sometimes even think like you should give up, you're not cut out for it. But I'm here to tell you that you are cut out for it. And if you are not yet cut out for it, you will become cut out for it if you just choose to not give up. Just refuse to give up and keep working hard. The more you work hard, the more you put in your consistently put in your hours in studying, the more you just try to understand your basic concepts, and then like look for opportunities, and just downright don't give up, and things will work out for you. So doubt yourself. It's okay to doubt yourself. Doubting yourself is the way you improve. But just don't let that doubt get to you so much that you choose to step back. Anyway, like I said, I was just reminiscing about a few of my experiences as an R1, and I just felt like making this video for you guys in case anybody is struggling with self-doubt and wondering if they're good enough. And I hope this helps. So till next time.